Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And today we're gonna be revisiting my girl Camille, because Camille has been going under the radar a little bit because, you know, obviously she got so many nerfs. But then the question arises, is Camille even playable? Answer, yes, she's definitely playable. She's actually even good into certain comps. And in today's video I'm gonna be telling you all about Camille. Today's video I'm going to be playing jungle Camille, but I'm also going to explain to you guys how to build Baron lane Camille during the build part. There are timestamps in the description to skip to the gameplay. Camille is very interesting, by the way. I've always loved this champion and the way that she's worked. So let's talk about how to build her in the jungle. In the jungle, generally you'll want to go for Trinity Force, because Trinity Force gives you a little bit of a faster jungle clear than Divine Sunderer. But of course, if you're up against a lot of tanks, then go for the Divine Sunderer. But keep in mind, Trinity Force gives you a faster jungle clear, because it gives you higher base damage, and it just gives you a little bit of a faster jungle clear. Second item, make sure you get boots, by the way. Always tier 1 boots with Camille. It's situational. Death Stance is pretty much always good on Camille. Otherwise, like if you just want general damage and tankiness, and if you don't really know what to build, you go for a Hysterics Cage otherwise. If you're up against a lot of AP champions, get a Hex Drinker early on in the game. Like maybe even before your Eternity Force, you can go for a Hex Drinker. For example, if you're up against an Evelynn and a Karma support and like an Orianna mid lane, you can actually go for Hex Drinker. It's going to be really, really powerful. I don't recommend anything like a Yumo's Ghostblade, by the way. It's just, you know, it really doesn't scale into the late game with Camille. It makes no sense because it's just nonsense, absolute nonsense. And early game, I guess it's okay, but just never go for any of these types of items on Camille. Always go for Trinity Force or Divine Sunderer. You want to get a Sheen item. Third item is going to be a Hysterics Cage or a Death Stance, and then Guardian Angel, and then whatever defense you want to get, right? Like any defensive item is going to be good for you. I don't really recommend you to go for full offense unless you're like hyper carrying. Don't go for Suirod's Grudge or any type of armor penetration because your first ability does true damage. Never ever go for this type of item. For the boots, Armor Boots, Mercury Threads, these are the 2 boots that you want to go for. And for your enchantment, Stasis is really, really nice. Surprisingly, the Meteor is really, really nice too, because when you ult an enemy, you can use your Meteor on top of that enemy as well. So if your team is lacking damage, if you have a lot of tanks, for example, and you're lacking damage, get a Meteor. Like after you ult, boom, Meteor. If your team wants healing, you get a Redemption. Whenever you ult, you put down the Redemption, so it heals you and your teammates around the enemy. Very, very nice to have all of that. And besides that, you don't really want to get anything else. And for the runes, this is jungle. You want to go for a Conqueror, Triumph, and then here is situational, but generally Hunter Titan. And yes, a Demolish, even in the jungle. Like you can gank lanes, and then with the Demolish, you can destroy turrets after you get kills or after the enemy just backs off. Now for the Baron lane, it's a little bit different. For Baron lane, generally Divine Sunderer is going to be better because you're probably going to be up against a tank. So like 70% of the game is going to be Divine Sunderer. Otherwise, Trinity Force, of course. Now here it becomes situational. If you can 1v1 most enemy champions at the mid stage of the game, you got a Hull Breaker and you split push. Because anyone that comes to you, you're just gonna kill. But if you're falling behind, or if the enemy just has a champion that can still 1v1 you, don't get the Hull Breaker. Because it doesn't make sense, because then that one enemy is just gonna kill you on the side lane. But if you can win 1v1s, which Camille can do very, very easily in the mid game, by the way, and even in the late game, get that Hull Breaker in the Baron lane and just destroy the enemy at split pushing. And then the rest of the build is gonna be the same. For the runes in the side lane, it's actually not going to be a Conqueror. Not sure why it's here. It's going to be a Grasp of the Undying or, where is it? Fleet Footwork. Grasp of the Undying or Fleet Footwork. Fleet Footwork if you're up against like an annoying ranged champion, because then you can actually trade with them and heal up. Grasp of the Undying if you're up against like any other matchup. Grasp is amazing. Second rune is going to be a Triumph. Third rune, again, completely situational. And fourth rune, Demolish. You always want to go for Demolish on Camille. Yeah, for your spells, you go for Ignite and Flash. In the jungle, of course, Flash and Smite. So that is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. So I've been playing a new game. Not saying I'm quitting Wild Rift. Also not saying I'm not quitting Wild Rift. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give you guys this official statement here. I'm not quitting Wild Rift, but don't be surprised if one day I make the announcement that I'm like done with this game. Don't be afraid. I'm already warning you guys for what could potentially happen. Because I don't think they're going to change the game, unfortunately. But the game that I'm interested in right now is Teamfight Tactics, TFT. If you're familiar with it, I started playing it yesterday and I absolutely fell in love with it. Again, I'm not quitting Wild Rift. But I'm going to get into that game as well. If I get good at that game, which I probably will, I'll make a separate channel to... Maybe in the future, I'll make a separate channel to make Teamfight Tactics content. I would love that. Like, I'm enjoying that game way more than Wild Rift right now. Not saying I'm not enjoying Wild Rift, but I'm also not saying that I'm truly enjoying Wild Rift. So that is it a little bit for me, right? Like, I am being honest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right? I can lie to you guys and tell you, yeah, I love Wild Rift. I'm never gonna quit. I'm never gonna leave you. No, it's not true. It's not true. That used to be true. Literally 2 months ago, like 3 months ago, that used to be true. I did not give a fly. I have to be child friendly, but I don't care that I basically lost like an insane amount of my income because esports was gone. I don't care because I loved this game. You know, I stay with games in life. I told you guys this before, but if you haven't heard it, if you haven't heard it already, I actually used to make content for a different game called Vainglory. I didn't really earn anything with it, but I kept making content because I just loved it. Even after the game died, literally it died, I kept playing it for 2 years because I loved the game. That's how you know, that is my philosophy of creating content. I do what I love. Like, I don't care. I could have moved to any other game that did better. You know, Mobile Legends, for example. But at that time, I didn't care because that's what I loved. But I want you guys to understand the stage I am in right now, okay? First of all, I'm making Wild Rift content. I am making a living out of it. You know, I'm okay. I'm earning money with it. And I am enjoying it. You know, I'm not saying I'm not enjoying it, but I am enjoying it. However, it's not a dream job anymore. It feels like an actual job to me right now. And of course, you know, you can say, you know, you go get a job, blah, blah, blah. Of course, right? But what I'm trying to indicate is that I am now, while I'm playing Wild Rift now, it doesn't actually feel like I'm doing it for fun. It feels like I'm doing it as a job. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's significantly different from actually loving this game and being excited to hop online and being excited as hell to make every single video. I am still obviously excited to make videos and read all the comments and all of that. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not as excited anymore to hop online anymore. And that is the unfortunate thing for me right now. And that gave me this switch of mind, like, you know, this is not good. Like, if there's no change, I have to look for a move. And teamfight tactics right now for me, I tried it yesterday and I absolutely love the game. I absolutely love the game. So I am warning you guys right now that maybe sometime soon I could potentially either quit this game or really lower my uploads. So I am, you know, I am warning us. I'm being honest with you guys as a content creator. I should be. I can't give you false promises. This is the reality. Okay? This is the reality. So I'm not quitting, but it is a possibility that it could happen. So on the other hand, I'm loving teamfight tactics like really, really a lot. So if you love that game, I really recommend you to stick around because maybe I'll make a channel for it. Maybe I likely will. Like, I likely will because I'm really, really loving that game. I'm missing that passion. I'm really missing that love for the game that I used to have because it really got killed in Wild Rift for me. But yeah. And if you don't know about teamfight tactics yet, maybe you're going to be able to explore a new genre of games that is really, really amazing. Because it's different. It's completely different from Wild Rift. So yeah, let us talk about the game. This was actually a phenomenal combo that I did. I hit him perfectly with my second ability, and then I ulted. I slowed him with my second ability, and I instantly ulted. That was really, really nice. Up until now, I've played this game very well, by the way. Like, I have... Wait, let me just put the screen correct. As you can see, I got 3 assists already. I got 3 kills from my team, basically. Which is really, really nice. And here we're literally getting a whole turret. Like, we're probably gonna get the whole turret because of Demolish. This is why I run Demolish on Camille jungle. Like, even in Camille, even when I play her jungle. Because look, we're literally taking the whole turret. Cannon is trying to defend with his ultimate, but... boom, stunning him. Boom, boom. And he's dead. Nice try, bro. Remember, you should always remember when you play Camille that she has the shield, by the way. The shield is such an incredibly important thing. It can be the difference between life or death. So use it. And of course, your third ability. Really try to hit it on the enemy. Especially now, because not only does it give you attack speed, if you miss your third ability, it goes on a way longer cooldown. If you hit it on the enemy, it reduces the cooldown by like 6 seconds. That's crazy. It's like a crazy amount. So now especially, it's unbelievably important to hit your third ability in a team fight. If you miss it, your mobility is going to be gone for like 20 seconds. It's crazy how long the cooldown is now. Camille's also good at smiting objectives, by the way. And it's not with her first ability. You want to smite generally with your second ability. Her second ability does more damage to objectives. So I'm probably going to do it here. Let's see. Boom, as you can see. See, like, second ability is the way to smite objectives. So I hit my third ability on that guy. You can see, even though I hit my third ability, it's going on a long cooldown. What I'm doing here, I just ulted him to keep him within my team. I know Pyke ulted, so yeah, exactly. I know Pyke is gonna kill him right there. So I just... All I did to the Alistar there is I just ulted Alistar to keep him within my team. Some drafting tips with Camille. I'm not gonna go too advanced with this. Just a general drafting tip. Camille is good against champions that have like damage reduction. So like Garen, Alistar, you know, Irelia. Because obviously your first ability in the latest stage of the game is gonna go right through that. Another thing Camille is good at, which not that many people know about, is mobile champions. Like Ezreal, like Lucian, like... what would be a very mobile champion? Zed. Like, you know, even Echo, because of his ultimate. Camille is really, really good against those champions. Why? Because whatever you do, however you do, you're not gonna get out of the Hextech ultimatum, which is her ultimate. So if you can lock down a Zed, for example, it doesn't matter where he puts down his shadows. It literally doesn't matter at all. You are gonna keep him within the ult. So keep that in mind when you play Camille. You want to keep those things in mind. Am I up against a lot of tanky champions? Boom, Camille. Am I up against enemies that are mobile? Boom, Camille. Ezreal, like Camille hard counters Ezreal, hard counters. Now, something that Camille does not good into is champions with shields. For example, you may think Camille... Well, actually, Camille's not bad into Nautilus, but it's definitely not the best either. Or like, you know, because he's shielding, he can constantly tank up your stuff. Again, Camille's not bad into Nautilus at all. Or Janna, for example. Like, Janna is also pretty... Janna is actually unbelievably good into Camille for multiple reasons. First of all, the healing. Second of all, the shield. Third of all, she can actually ult you out of your ult. If you ult a Janna, she pushes you out of your ult. That's another thing to take into consideration. I said that I was not going to make it too advanced, but I'm explaining everything. But I'm going to keep going now. You don't really want to pick Camille into champions that can push you out of your ultimate. Let me give you some examples. Lee Sin, Tristana, Janna, Vayne, all of these champions can push you out of your ultimate. Alistar is another example. Like, Camille counters Alistar, but that one part of Alistar is good into Camille. So it's like a skill with that type of champion. He can push you out of your ult, but you're good into him because his ultimate doesn't really matter. You see, so he's a bit of a questionable type of champion. Another thing with Camille, of course, is you can actually dodge things with your ultimate. If you are a really good Camille player, but this is only for the really good Camille players, then you can pick Camille into champions like Darius, for example. Because you can dodge Darius' ultimate with Camille's ultimate, believe it or not. Camille also hard counters Fizz, for example. Like, Camille absolutely hard counters Fizz, because you can dodge Fizz's ultimate with your ultimate, but you can actually also dodge Fizz's ultimate with your third ability, believe it or not. Camille, for some reason, Camille can literally just hookshot out of Fizz's ultimate. I feel like that is slightly unbalanced, but she can do that. I'm just telling you guys what she can do and what she cannot do. Stoneplate is a... I forgot to talk about Stoneplate actually during the build part. Look, true damage, boom. I forgot to talk about Stoneplate actually. Because Stoneplate is a really good enchantment on Camille. I don't know why I forgot to talk about it. The reason that it's good is you essentially go in, you use all of your abilities, you know, first ability, only the first charge of your first ability. You use your second ability, your ultimate, and then you Stoneplate. The reason that you Stoneplate then, and the reason that it's really good then, is because your first ability does true damage, the second part. Stoneplate reduces your damage, right? But true damage cannot get reduced. It's true damage. Nothing affects true damage. Nothing. So even though you get 60% or like 40%, I'm not sure what the exact number is, but you get a lot of damage reduction from the Stoneplate, it doesn't reduce the true damage from a first ability at all. So you get a free massive shield while you're still going to be able to do that big chunk of true damage to the enemies. So after, you see, you want to use your abilities and then you use the Stoneplate and then you do the second part of your first ability. And basically you're still doing full damage, like pretty much full damage. It's crazy. I could ult Alistar, but he's probably gonna push me out, but I still did it. Yeah, yeah. He could have pushed me out, to be honest. But he would have probably died anyways. It was a bit of a questionable ultimate, but it worked out at the end of the day. I should just get this dragon. It's a free dragon at this point. Camille, so what I did here, this is a very well-known Camille combo. I had not played Camille for a pretty long time at this point, so Of course, I'm not going to be able to nail all the crazy combos, but I'm going to tell you about it. You hookshot to a wall, you use your second ability, and then you hookshot further. Or you hookshot back into the enemy. Like, if you're a really good Camille player, if you're 1v1ing an enemy champion, you want to get a little bit further away from him, you hookshot away to a wall, use your second ability to slow that enemy, and then because he's slowed, you're going to be able to hit them with the stun very easily, because the enemy is slow. These are some advanced combos. I actually have a full Camille guide if you wanna, if you really wanna get into Camille. Look up HellsDevil Camille guide. You'll see like a full combo guide, and I explain all of these combos. Like there's so many combos with Camille, and I explain all of them and everything you really need to know about Camille in a compact guide. So if you wanna see that, you should check that out. It's still up to date, the guide. Well, not the build, of course, but the other part it is. I could ult Caitlyn here. Yeah, she's dead. I can tank the turret because I have Stone Plate. Look, Stone Plate and true damage. Boom! You see? The true damage still does full damage right there. You see that? That is why the Stone Plate is so good on Camille. Like, I have dominated this game as a jungler, by the way. I have 16 assists. Doesn't really feel like it, but I have done super well this particular game because I ganked so many times. He says, Hells, if this is not a video. Yeah, this is a nice game. Normally, so, okay, again, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I hate to say this, but the normal HellsDevil, or Christian, or whatever you like to call me, would not upload this video. You know why? Because I'm very, not necessarily perfectionistic, but I don't really like to upload games that are easy like this, because this is quite easy to me. I prefer to upload intenser games to make it a bit of a better viewer experience. The reason that I'm uploading this game is because I'm not playing as much Wilders right now. So that is the truth. I'm 100% truth with you guys right now. Normally, I would not upload this game because it's not necessarily a stomp, but it's just too much for what I like. Like, I prefer the 20-25 minute games where I do more screw ups and things like that. Because I didn't really screw up this game, right? Like, I'm playing really well, but it's not really human. This type of, I mean, of course it is, what am I saying? But it's not realistic that you're gonna play every game like this, right? I want to have more realistic games where I feel, I find it really funny when I completely fail my Gragas combo and laugh at myself at the video. I like that I find that better than showing you guys a video where I go like 20-0. I find that better. So that, like, normally I would not upload this game. I would not have uploaded it. Actually, we are gonna throw this game a little bit. You will see. I think I remember throwing this game a little bit. Or was that a different game? I'm not sure. Yeah, we're dying here. Look. Flash. Oh, beautiful flash right there. I knew they would flash away. That's why I was prepared for it. And boom, boom. Like, I could easily follow that because I was prepared for it. That was not really a reaction. I was just prepared. Like, you could clearly see my finger was already on my flash button. Because I knew she was probably gonna flash away. If she didn't flash away, of course I wouldn't flash. But because she flashed and I was ready, I was able to follow her very easily. So if you see those crazy flash plays, that is basically how players do it, right? Like, you may think it's impossible because crazy reaction time. No. You should see it coming. Like, you should see it coming that the enemy is gonna flash away. Keep your finger ready on the flash and flash instantly when you see it. And you should be able to because your finger is already on the flash button, right? Like, that's the whole point of it. Now I got my Guardian. I'm so powerful right now. I got them off more Morshes this game, by the way, because they have a Morgana and a cannon. They're doing a lot of damage this game, so that's why I got them all. I didn't really know what to get as my last item here, because I didn't really know if I wanted to be tanky or if I wanted to do more damage. But then I realized our Pyke is doing a lot of damage, and we just need a tank, because I am the only tank in our team, so that's why I decided to go for tankiness. Morgana's right here, and bloop. Easy kill. My positioning is really good in this fight. I'm right in their backline, as you can see. Like, I was right in their backline. They had no chance to survive against me right there. I should be able to catch this guy. He just used his second ability, so I can just ult him. Yeah, there we go. Boom. I can stun him. Boom, and boom. Easy kill. See? Like, again, this game is... this game is a bit too easy for my likings to normally upload on YouTube channel. But yeah, rather upload this than not upload anything, right? Like, that is my thought process. But again, 100% transparency with you guys. Hope you appreciate the transparency instead of, trash talking me for it. I prefer it like this than to just surprise you guys or lie to you guys. I'm not like that. So yeah, let's take a look at how much damage I did and everything like that. Wait, better than 95% it says. But yeah, I mean, this Grandmaster is nothing nowadays. Let's take a look at how much... Oh, there it is. That's the damage. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And I will still see you guys in the next Wildrift video. I still got you. Alright? So yeah, I'll see you all in the next Wildrift video. Bye-bye.